YouTube, whatever it is. So I noticed, just in general, I've taught myself to save money. Sometimes it's hard to do that because the world that we live in. But I just had a thought. So I have the original like Chuck Taylor's All-Star Converses, and everybody who knows anything about sneakers, they like, girl, do not throw those away, right? So they was busted. I had them over 10 years, and I took them to a shoe repair naturally. And so he did the heels, but he didn't do the back. So I went to the next one that was less than a half a block away. And I noticed that in certain neighborhoods, they have shoe repairs, but not in our neighborhoods. Why? And I think it's because they want you to spend more money. Why is the stop and think? Why is that in the urban areas? And when I say urban, I do mean this, right? Y'all know what I mean. You have Snipes, you have Foot Locker, all these stores, right, to buy more sneakers. But in other areas, and when I mean the other, I mean the others, right? Y'all know what I mean by the others. Their neighborhoods have more cleaners, more tailors, right? So they're not throwing away their clothes. And every person that I've interacted with from other races, they are very resourceful. They keep their stuff, right? They hand stuff down. They don't got no shame in their game, right? You will have a white woman that they get their dresses too, and they like to splurge too, but don't get it twisted. They will pass down a ring from their great grandmother. They have no shame in their game. They will pass down a prom dress. Okay, when white girls have their prom, they're not spending $2,000 and $3,000 on a dress, $1,500. They're not doing it. They're not spending $500 on a wig. Those white girls, they go to the salon, they might get curls, if that much, right? And most of the time, they do their own hair. They wash their hair in the shower, and they do, now granted, they wear extensions, but it's not an everyday thing, right? So sometimes it's good to get tips from people that don't look like you, and it helps you save money. But I just noticed that, and other little things. But I just had to share that because that's just so interesting to me that one shoe repair, it was a shoe repair in a jewelry store, and then the lady was like, oh, you said heel, you didn't say. But obviously, if I have a hole in my shoe, why would you just do my heels, right? So she was like, oh, you could leave it in it. No, I'm not going to leave it. I'm going to go to the next shoe repair. So that's what I did. And I'm like, wow, the next shoe repair was less than 2 blocks away. And then less than 2 blocks away from him, there's a Spanish people. It was like a barbershop / shoe repair. Less than 2 blocks away from them was another cleaners and another cleaners and another shoe repair. Like, all the shoe repairs is with the Caucasians, and it's like they smart. They know how to keep things. They gonna always know they gonna keep this, wedding dresses. Sometimes they pass it down. Now some of them do get new, but they're not as elaborate as we are with certain things. And I noticed that, somebody made a comment the other day and was like, oh, black people always looking for a discount. I'm like, he must not know no white people. And it's not about, racism or anything like that, but you have to be, black people don't, the problem we have is poor spending habits, right? I think I made mention, our president, he wants to shut down the Department of Education. There's plenty of white people who have money and they send their children to really good public schools. They save that money for their college education, right? Their statistic shows that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but there are more black people that send their children to private schools than white, right? For obvious reasons. But, they do have their prep schools and all that. But they honestly, when it comes to public school education, yeah, there's plenty of them that's in it. So, yeah, that's just one thing I noticed. And another thing I wanted to talk about is, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, with be careful who you procreate with. And people say, why you only have one kid? And it's like, at the end of the day, I've yet to meet a man that I want to have his baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? And let me explain this. People think when you're a wife, that's till death do you part. You know what else? You know what's till death do you part, but it's actually past death? When you're the mother of someone's child, right? You become a part of that man's lineage. I'm going to repeat that again. So even if y'all are never together, let's just say, because shit happens, right? Not just, with me. You have a baby with somebody. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. And nobody believes in abortion, right? So you have this baby. Do you know that 100 years from now, they're not going to care that y'all was never together? They're not even going to care that y'all was married and y'all got divorced or y'all was engaged. Whatever the relationship was or was not. When that person does their family tree, you know who the fuck you are? You are grandma and great grandma. Yes, you are. So when my son is a grandfather, right? And they're going to say great grandma Crystal, right? And then they're going to have my son's father name. And I am a part of his lineage after we're dead. That's some deep shit, right? Like, really? And if more women, if we sat there and thought about that shit, a lot of us would not have children. We would not. That I'm a part of this man's lineage when I'm dead and buried in my grave. And they're talking about the family. I am a part of this man's lineage forever. Right? When you marry a man, right? Let's say if you, and you might have been in love with him and all that good stuff and whatever. If you don't have any children with him, there is nothing locking. Y'all don't have nothing. There's no bond there. Also, in a documentary I seen, Cleopatra had 3 baby daddies. How did they figure that out? They found her bones, right? When you have sex with a man and he ejaculates inside of you, right? All of the sperm doesn't go to the baby. Some of it goes in your bones. So when you're dead and you turn to bones before you get to dust, or even when you get to dust, right? They know how many men ejaculated in you. So once again, even after you're dead, you are part of this man. Ugh. Just think about that. And if we really, as women, if we really sat down and thought about that, man, listen.
Come on, bro.
Man, listen. A lot of us wouldn't have children, for real. We really, like, and I need for my ladies to really sit down and think about that. When you have a man's child, or if you lay up with a man, and y'all are not using protection, do I want to be a part of this man's lineage? Do I want to be a part of the tomfoolery, the mental illnesses that family might carry, the voodoo or whatever they do in that family, the spirits, the generational curses? I need y'all to sit down and think about that. Stop and think. And this is for all women. I'm talking to all ladies. Really sit down. Not just, I'm going to raise a child for a couple of years and pass away. After you're dead, you are a part of the family tree, sis. I need y'all to sit down and think about that. Do I want to be a part of this man's lineage? Do I want somebody to do a family tree and my name is there? Boom. And even after you break up, or if you're not with him, you are still mommy and daddy, grandma and grandpa, great grandma and great grandpa. You are still a part of that lineage. Till death do you part, and then some, forever. Look at me. I want y'all to think about that the next time y'all able to do. And those are my thoughts.